Alrighty, hello, and let me introduce you to a tiny, itty bitty secret. We're gonna go and stream for a little bit more today, and specifically, we're gonna do it to Komorebi, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm incredibly hyped right now, because holy hell, who would have thought I would fall in love with this game? Definitely not me. Oh boy, I am indeed a lost cause at this point. Nonetheless, let's load and let's play. Oh boy, wow, already somebody watching? Hello there, how are you doing? How are you doing, person on the chat? I hope you're doing really well. Well, we're just gonna go into Komorebi because why not? Right? Gotta play as much as humanly freaking possible. Oh come on, my anti-slip things are not working properly and the doggo is barking at 9 p.m. Let's go. Good doggo. Nonetheless, hello there, guys. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's go.
Experience pivotal fragment. A brief reprieve.
Reprieve? Okay, let's see what's that about. Oh, my neck is hurting today. Man, I was so freaking happy. Surrender is worse than defeat, as it comes without the loss of hope. That is true. If you're fighting for what you think is right, instead of surrendering, well, did you really lose? Well, you did. You did physically lose, but not emotionally. We all sit around the kitchen table, much like we did when we were pre-gaming. This part of the house became reserved for our more special plans, and starting a campaign in Rebels and Rebels was certainly special. But not only that, everyone also stocked up on those gummies. Oh my god, no. They really did do gummies, huh? Like a lot of them. I'm still sorry about Klace. I wonder if he's involved at this point. I would imagine he's freaking passed out. So we would be roleplaying under the influence. A pretty tall order. These games usually had pretty complex systems to abide by. But with Taylor as our GM, I'm sure he would be pretty lax. Oh yeah, because he's such a lightweight, huh? I feel like he will make it fun. Even if my character sheet looks like a spreadsheet. What? I never played this sort of game, to be honest. Like, I never understood the appeal of Dungeons and Dragons. It's a bizarre game. That being said, it's definitely likable, considering the amount of people that play it. I created my character and named them after myself. I was so creative. Delta playing as Delta. I forgot my pillow, pardon me. Alright, back with the pillow, literally. Pillow is the most important asset I've got, pretty much. It allows me to do so many things, and so many great things at that. Delta has a sword. Delta, a sword-wielding warrior. But that's all I knew. This world and my place in it, I had no clue. Kinda sounds familiar, to be honest. I think Delta is in the same spot, and well, it kind of fits his character. I think he will be role-playing quite well. It's odd how that kind of mirrored... Huh? It's odd how that kind of mirrored how I felt in real life. Yeah, still the punctuation issues. Oh well, what can you do? They still did their best with writing, I still really like it. A game set in a completely different world, and I can relate to. That's probably a good sign though. I would hate to play as someone I couldn't relate to. Ah yes, playing as the Great Inquisitor of... what you call it? Voltius. The Voltius Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor after all. Yes, we would play as Sovi. Oh, that would be freaking awesome, right? Playing as Sovi? Who wouldn't want that?
Alright, well, I don't want to get started just yet. These things usually take a little while to kick in, you know? Maybe we should just chat and relax until I'm ready to go.
That is the best idea you ever freaking had. For once you used your freaking brain, Taylor. Thank you very much for that.
Oh? Nervous about being a GM?
What? Why would you be nervous about that? That seems like a freaking honor, especially if you played this sort of game before.
Maybe a little, but it'll disappear. I usually end up locked to the couch when I have these things. If I start to doze off, I give you permission to write on my face.
Oh no. Wonder what they would write on his face, though. That's a good
Permission
question.
appreciated and likely to be abused. Chiron, you
Excuse
have any
me,
special
what?
requests? I'll
Wait,
draw on your
what?
behalf.
Chiron is with us? Are they crazy? We all turn our heads towards the tablet on the table. A slightly chop. Oh, so they are playing it like so. That is actually smart. That is incredibly smart. A slightly choppy video call with Chiron was already well in progress. It was too risky to have him over just yet, but he was happy to join remotely.
Pretty sure all our minds went to the same place. Let's keep it a secret. I want to hear him scream when he looks in the mirror.
Oh boy.
Pretty sure he does that every morning anyway.
Alright.
Wow, rude. And I'm organizing this entire campaign for you. Figured you could show me a bit more respect.
I only once had an opportunity to play this sort of game, but I passed on it, to be honest. It was not my sort of thing, all things considered. Like, I can roleplay as a freaking animal on the internet, and in real life, but that's about it. I cannot play as anything else.
We will. Until you pass out, that is.
Oh, especially with this
If you
face.
feel bad, just remember that you did this to yourself.
Oh, Isaac. Isaac waves a permanent marker in the air, as if it were a threatening gesture. Oh, it is not only a threatening gesture, it is outright a threat. They will dock his points, I bet. It's true at least. Taylor is the one who came up with the wager. As I feel the gummies kick in, I just hope that I don't pass out either.
Anyway, Chiron, how are things going? Hopefully nobody's given you any trouble.
Are there like different bodyguards? Also, it's 26 already. How the time flies, huh?
Oh, it's fine. Totally living a life of luxury. I could use some better food, though. The stuff on board is super stale.
I mean, it's not supposed to be like regular food. It's supposed to be replaced fairly often.
Oh, that's no good. But definitely expected. It's actually part of why I chose that jet.
Excuse me, what?
Wait, you chose the stale food on purpose? Heartless.
Very heartless, wow. Unless you mean that it's only one with food.
No, not the stale food. It was the rarely used jet. Any other one and you might have woken up in the air.
Oh. Oh boy, imagine that though. You're sleeping, all cozy, and then suddenly you wake up in a freaking air. It's like, what the hell? What the hell? Where am I? Where am I going?
That
That's the
sounds like
most
it'd be
important
fun,
question. It actually does sound fun.
It'd be a great way of getting caught, though.
Mm-hmm.
though. Fair. I've just been craving some adventure, I guess.
This campaign should definitely scratch that
I've
itch.
never really played Rebels and Rebels before, but I'm sure I
Same.
will. And if you really need to get out, you can always go back to the Triple R.
Oh. Freaking imagine playing a roleplay game though in public. Like properly in public in a restaurant or something. That would be awesome.
I'd rather come to Isaac's place, honestly. Especially after hearing about the quantum leap.
Huh? I would never consider you to be a drinking person. Chiron. Jesus Christ, I cannot get used to it. I'm used to calling him Zero.
That's still a bit too dangerous. But I'm hoping to know more soon.
Same. We could actually adopt him. Can we adopt him? Please. Gimme. Let me adopt him.
Yeah, it's hard with all those Argus agents walking the streets.
Yes.
Tensions rise across the board. Not a help at all.
Yes, we know. It's incredibly dangerous
I'm not
all the time.
surprised, to be honest. Armed Argus agents watching the protests. It's probably just an intimidation tactic.
Most likely.
That's a pretty bad way to de-escalate conflict, though. The threat of retaliation, and even further escalation?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Everyday's world where protests are being dealt with in a really bad way, and they escalate even more.
It's worked in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. If you're set up to fail, then there's no point in striking. But it's really confusing in this situation. It's all been peaceful.
Huh? Good. The protests should be freaking peaceful most of the time.
That's why a lot of people don't trust Argus. A lot of moves they make are equally good and bad. But behind the shroud of mystery, most people focus on the bad.
Oh no.
Why hide something if there's nothing to hide, right? I think Argus' silence is their greatest weakness. Things could be so much better than they are.
Yeah, just a little bit of transparency, right? On all the things, like how they are processed, or just anything, or decisions on why people from outside are not let in.
Well, at least there's no agents around my plane. But I agree. Argus needs to step up and say something. All of this could be resolved with a single meeting.
Exactly. At least we agree on something, Jonna, for once. I'm actually impressed, because most of the time we do not agree on anything. Because I yeah, personal dislike towards the character, huh?
I heard that Cypher is calling for the leader of Argus. They've never appeared in public before, so nobody knows who they are.
Oh,
But things are currently at a stalemate, so they might actually show up.
that would be actually awesome. Maybe they would be able to negotiate
I can
finally.
confirm that one, actually. Argus is kind of a mystery. The farther you go up the chain of command, the more secretive things are. I'd love to see the leader appear and negotiate, but I doubt it'll happen.
Most likely, and wow. Who would have thought, right? I was not prepared for this. We'll have to call Jupiter. Ah, yes, the Jupiter. You will have to call Jupiter. Good enough. Is this gonna be a habit? I would not say that will be a habit, most likely only a weekend thing, considering weekends are, well, they are weekends, right?
Well, if Argus does nothing, then we win anyway. Hermes is going to get phones to all those zeros regardless.
How true. And to be honest, consider this. Yeah. The first thing is, it's weekend. And second thing, I was hyping this game up. I'm gonna try to make this game live up to its hype that I put into it, to be honest. And you put into it. Well, everyone put into it pretty much. Still, gotta do what I gotta do, right? So if the game is good, I don't mind staying up a little longer. I hope you don't mind too. But the weekend habit thing, I wouldn't say so. It depends on game, all things considered. As long as I like game and I actually feel hyped about it, then yeah, it will become a weekend habit thing.
That's what Hermes said, at least. Nobody knows the true goals of either side here.
Although no
Giving
promises.
Argus time to act might end up backfiring.
True. Jupiter wrote me, not complaining. Oh, you two like each other that much, huh? I'm gonna be smug about it, right?
How so?
Well, it's hard to get food in the city if you're a zero.
That is incredibly true.
Right, the starvation thing.
That, and each second gives Argus more time to plan. If they had agents...
How are you two doing?
proactive,
How are
they
you?
would
How is your
infiltrate
evening, by the
zeros.
way? I hope it's well. I hope it's freaking the best right now.
Or Cypher, for that matter.
I literally do not
Sneak
know
in
what
and tear
time
it
is it
apart
in
from the
America. All things
People say
considered,
Argus
I
is
just
just
randomly
doing
picked this
nothing,
time
but I
thinking it's
doubt it.
okay.
It's more like we can't see what they're doing. But in their minds, I'm sure they've already planned it all.
Oh, I
Whatever
bet they
happens in
did.
the next week or two is likely by their design.
So if they let Cypher get phones to the zeros?
Still believe Isaac is Hermes. He just has that sense of unnecessary drama. I think it. Yeah, don't think it's the case. I think the best he would be like somebody deep inside Argus, but not Cypher himself,
It'd be a valid
or
tactic.
rather not
Let
Hermes
them break the
himself.
law and then crack down. But I think
Man,
we'll be seeing a
Hermes
move
versus
from
Argus.
first.
That sounds so ridiculous. Who would have win? A freaking Argus, the defender of Olympus, the all-seeing guardian, or a speedy guy who pretty much does a lot of speed powder flower thingy, and then goes fast and zooms, you know? This is a video game, everything has to be connected. Well, it can be, unless there will be a lot of gaps and blanks, which, well, say whatever you want, that can happen a lot.
What makes you so certain?
Well, if they don't do anything, zeros could start dying. I can already see some of them on the streets looking famished.
Oh no, that's freaking awful.
Hermes extended an olive branch, sure. Argus could end this immediately by embracing the zeros. But the longer they don't, the worse everyone's condition is getting.
I mean, what the hell, people? They are human. I mean, they are furry. I mean, To be honest, it's kind of hard to say what they are. For me, they are just furries. I never could have fathomed one thing, and it's basically saying they are just people. Well, they are people, but at the same time, they are furries. They are furry people. What the hell am I supposed to call them? Like, out of force of habit, I just say they are people. Because it makes sense in my brain, but at the same time, they are furries. Furries are people, but at the same time, like, which one makes more sense for the universe? I think just calling them furries is good enough, especially for case of roleplay, I guess.
I can't imagine what it's like to be Hermes right now. But if they're anything
They are
like me,
humans
they
in
know
every
where they're
criteria
standing.
except
If
their
Argus
appearance.
doesn't
That is a
comply,
fair
they really
point.
could get phones to all the zeros.
Still, the semantics always kill me.
So this whole you do it or I will thing actually makes sense. I just wish that Cypher would strike while the iron is hot. Waiting on Argus to act is just endangering lives.
It is. What a complex situation. It seems like the Zeros would get funds regardless though. And those funds would either come from Cypher or Argus. Whoever the longer both sides wait to act, the more lives are at stake. You know what? On the other hand, I wouldn't be surprised of one thing. If leader of Argus and leader of Cypher were the same person, you know? That would be an incredible twist. I would love it. Not every person had a friend like Isaac to get them into the system. If casualties become a factor, then my heart would shatter. Personally, same. I don't want people to get freaking hurt because of a freaking disagreement. I've seen that before. So many freaking dramas, man. I hate it when people literally argue over the smallest and pettiest of things. It's just incredibly annoying at one point, right? Especially if you get tangled into it. It's like, alright, but would you kindly stop fighting? We have something bigger to take care of. And that was the case in one of the servers I am part of, you know? r/bstars, basically the Reddit-based Discord channel. Well, Discord server. Holy hell. Let's just say staff moderation didn't get... moderation staff didn't really get along at one point. They kicked out a really important person, at least in my eyes. Somebody who would be able to... Let's just say he's able to backlift a lot of things, you know? He can carry everything. He just got a strong back. And he has been unfortunately kicked out for no reason, pretty much. He was betrayed. And I took it upon myself to finish the freaking drama. Because there were a lot more issues. The translation group decided to freaking leave. They were pretty much kicked out as well. And then, what worse came to worse, well, let's just say people started chipping out, one by one, and we're left in a small team at this point, but the guy is back, thankfully. They are human. Would be a good idea to memorize the color of the highlighted words. For example, Argus and the system is blue while Cypher and Zeros are red. Yeah, I do remember most of them. However, Argus is certainly losing some credibility. I even saw a news poll that almost everybody wants to help the Zeros. The longer Argus takes, the more public opinion shifts to support Cypher. And if a Zero dies on the street of starvation, well, I imagine that shift would turn into more of a landslide. But maybe that's part of Cypher's game, eroding Argus's public image. Yes, the yellow word. What do they mean by the yellow? Exactly, right? Whoever this Hermes was, they are definitely a genius, holding the people that govern the world in a stalemate. I just wish that the pieces on the board weren't actual lives.
Any chance we could get things moving? I know the world is depressing, so that's why I wanted to do this. The slumber party and this new campaign, it's more like an escape.
It sounds like it, to be honest. I wouldn't mind this sort of escape one day, especially with the gummies. The gummies are a really good escape. Isaac called himself a prodigy. Well, he's a prodigy in whatever he does, pretty much. Like, he's somebody who was able to be with Argus for a long time. This slumber party was supposed to be fun, not scary. Try as we might, I don't think we could affect what was happening outside, and so we stay inside in an attempt to drown out the external drama. But as we were about to start the campaign, I can't help but stare at the table. A board is placed down with figurines in various spots, ready to move, and Taylor behind a cardboard partition looks down at it. One person, completely in charge, despite the will of the characters. One person, guiding things down a specific path, no matter what happens. And especially with this freaking music, can I make it louder? I should make it louder. Wrong. Let's make it louder, basically. I freaking love this music. Revels and Revels is very fun. I mean, it does sound fun. I never played it nor heard of it before, but it sounds incredibly fun. Yeah, I can agree with that. In that moment, it was impossible to deny the parallels. I can only hope that Taylor is merciful GM. Oh no, he will wreck us. He will freaking wait. Wait until you see it. I will. And perhaps that Argus merciful corporation. Oh no, it's a corporation. They are never merciful, unless it's about PR. But think about it the other way around. If they actually support the Zeros, they gonna get a shit ton of support to themselves. Okay, let me actually think of one thing here. I need to think about the order I want to do those in, because we got 5 of those and 4 of those. So we have to do one heart to heart. Which heart to heart should we do? Should we do Klace or Taylor?